Hello everyone, this is Pooka and welcome to another edition of Bad Deck Monday, where we're going to take a new card from the set XY Furious Fists and put it to the test. We're going to use kind of a fun one that might not be entirely competitive, but like I said, we're going to have some fun with it. So, today's card is going to be the big, the bad Tyrantrum. So, of course, this evolves from not a Halucha, a restored Pokemon, Tyrant. Traditionally, the restored Pokemon, the fossil Pokemon, have not been good at all because they're so difficult to get into play. But I feel like Tyrantrum is so strong that he's worth trying out. Now, let's take a look at this big guy. 150 HP, that's pretty strong for a non-EX. And his attacks are monstrous. For 3 energy, we have Chew Up, 60, and then if your opponent active Pokemon has any special energy, 90 more damage. 90! That means for 3 energy, if they have a special energy, which, let's be real, most decks play special energy, whether it's the new Strong Energy, Double Colorless Energy, Rainbow Energy, Plasma Energy, so on and so forth. Most decks do play special energy. This does 150. 150 on a non-EX for 3 energy. That is huge. And of course, we do have some damage modifiers to make it do even more, which we'll get to in a little bit. But let's just 150. And then if they don't have special energy, hey, we can Giga Impact for 150 anyway. So this thing is a wrecking machine. It is going to dish out tons of damage. Now, of course, the downside, number one, is it comes from a fossil. Number two, the attacks are pretty expensive. Those are going to be the two biggest hurdles we have here. But if we can manage to power up enough Tyrantrum, I feel like we can pretty much plow through any deck. It just seems that strong. Alright, so the biggest gain that the fossil Pokemon got from this set is Fossil Researcher. So it's a supporter card, very similar to Pokemon Fan Club, but it's only for the restored Pokemon, Amora and Tyrant. So we get to search for 2 of them, put them right on the bench. Pretty good. That way we don't have to deal with those silly Jaw Fossil and Sail Fossil, where randomly looks at the bottom 7 of your deck and maybe you'll find one and then get it onto the bench. No, we're just going to play this supporter. Not even going to bother with the item fossil cards. Not worth it. Alright, so we have the Fossil Researcher to search out our Tyrant, then we can get Tyrantrum. Now, one of the reasons Tyrantrum is so strong is strong energy. He can take advantage of it, adds 20 damage to your fighting Pokemon's attacks. So with the strong energy, Chew Up will do 170 to any Pokemon EX, or to any Pokemon that has a special energy. And then we can also throw in a Muscle Band if we want to do even more damage. So strong energy, Muscle Band. Gosh, this thing's just knocking stuff out left and right once it gets all powered up. Alright, let's take a look at our other Pokemon. One of the unfortunate things is that restored Pokemon are not basics, so you cannot open the game with them. It's fairly annoying because then you have to end up running a lot more other basic Pokemon. We're just going to take a riskier route since it's Bad Deck Monday. We're only running 7 other basic Pokemon, so only 7 basics in total. And one of them is going to be a Jirachi EX. I feel like this is too good not to play, though. Stellar Guidance allows you to search out the Fossil Researcher, which gets you the Tyrant. So I think we do need to play Jirachi EX in this deck. It's just way too good not to do. Our other Pokemon, we have Halucha. I do love this Pokemon. Featured it in the other fighting deck. The main reason I'm going to be playing it in here is for the free retreat. It's a fighting Pokemon. It can dish out a lot of damage for a single energy, but the free retreat allows us to just go right into Tyrantrum when we get powered up. It's probably the best opener. We're also going to run 2 of these Landorus. Shout of Power allows you to grab a basic energy from the discard and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So it allows you to kind of accelerate energy in case you need to. It gets some extra energy onto Tyrantrum, so this way you can kind of dish out a little damage and then also power up a bench Pokemon. I'm not sure how useful this Pokemon is, because you usually want to be running strong energy, and then this deck also needs double colorless, which leaves us not much room for our fighting energy, which we only have 5 of. So I'm not sure how effective the acceleration will be, but we'll give them a try. Our other fighting Pokemon is going to be Stunfisk. Muddy water can come in handy sometimes, and you never know when you can rumble something. This was reprinted in Legendary Treasures, so don't worry, not rotated out. You could do Landorus EX, but it's Bad Deck Monday. Our last Pokemon is going to be Mewtwo EX, running Double Colossus, and yeah, we're just going to run a Mewtwo. Why not? Might help to have a different attacker than fighting. Okay, so we have the 4 Fossil Researcher. That means our deck's going to have to be a little different. We need to play these as our supporter for the turn. We did run Jirachi to justify that, along with 4 Ultra Ball to search for them. So the name of the game is going to be trying to play Fossil Researcher turn 1. So not only do we have 4, and then 4 Ultra Ball, and then a Jirachi, we also have Computer Search, which can get a Fossil Researcher. We also have 4 Bicycle, which can allow us to draw into the Fossil Researcher, since it is an item-based draw card. So our deck is kind of revolving around the Fossil Pokemon, and you kind of need to if you're going to try to build a deck around Tyrantrum. Then we have our other supporters for N, for Professor Juniper, and I'm actually going to do 2 Shauna. I don't feel like Skyla is particularly good in this kind of a deck, and Colress probably not going to be good because, well, we probably won't have a big bench too often, especially not in the early game. Maybe Colress is still okay, but I'm going to go with Shauna for right now. And Shauna is not bad when you have so many Bicycle too. You can really draw a lot of cards. Just having a nice hand refresh, pretty solid. So we do have the 3 Muscle Band. We do have the 3 Switch in order to, switch our Pokemon out. Also, after you use Giga Impact, you can't attack on the following turn, so we do need to switch to get around that. And the Training Center here gives us plus 30 HP on our Tyrantrum. So it's going to be a 180 HP monster doing tons of damage. Of course, Training Center is a little fragile since your opponent can just counter the stadium and then you go back down to 150, but hey, if it stays out there, 180 is ridiculous for a non-EX that can dish out just tons and tons of damage. So I'm actually excited about this deck. I think it's going to be fun to play. And of course, I did play a game with it on Pokemon TCG Online, so let's go ahead and take a look at Tyrantrum in action, see what we can do. So I lost the flip, but it looks like my opponent is actually letting me go first. It's kind of strange to see. We don't see that very often, but maybe with the aggressive decks these days, that might be what we see. Landorus EX likes to attack, so going second is an option some people take. I feel like going first is almost always the way to go, but maybe times have changed now with Landorus EX, Strong Energy, Muscle Band, and so on and so forth. We are going to open up with that Hawlucha. I was glad I didn't have to open up with Jirachi. That would have been bad. And we're going to go with the Fossil Researcher. Drop to Tyrant down on the bench. I can't attack with the Hawlucha right now. Otherwise, I probably would have attached and used Flying Press. But instead, we're just going to attach that Fighting Energy to the bench Tyrant and pass the turn. So that was a pretty ideal turn 1. Got the Fossil Researcher, got an energy in play. I would have preferred a Strong Energy, of course. That would have been huge, but, just didn't get it. So my opponent starts off extremely strongly with the Strong Energy on the Landorus and the Muscle Band. So this is exactly why he chose to go second, just being able to pummel me right away with a Hammerhead. And now I'm wishing that I added Mr. Mime into this deck. I feel like that's a card we're going to see a lot more of because Landorus is going to be so prevalent. Definitely wish Mr. Mime was in the deck right now. Blocking the bench damage would be huge. Then again, my opponent searches for the Trubbish, so maybe it won't be a big difference. There we see the Hammerhead for 50. Thankfully, Hawlucha resists fighting, so he's going to survive that Hammerhead. And, alright, so we got the fighting on the Tyrantrum, and we just need a DCE. We could chew up for a ton of damage right here. Or I would even settle for like a Fighting Energy so we could Flying Press. But no. No energy, and that is a real bummer. This is a very energy intensive deck. Takes 3 energy to use Chew Up and 4 use Giga Impact. So every missed energy drop is actually a very, very big deal. And that's very sad to see that we didn't get an energy that turn. But, alright, we're still going to have to work with it. I still have confidence that, our big attacks can get in there and finish off the game or something like that. We are going to go down a prize. Hammerhead's going to keep hitting the bench. So this is pretty annoying, but, we do have a Juniper. So hopefully we'll be able to draw energy next turn and get going. So we see a Karina from the opponent. Max Potion coming out along with, looked like a Lucario EX, I think. There's one on the bench already. Maybe I'm just seeing things, I don't know. Anyway, so there is the Hammerhead for the knockout, and there you can see Chew Up does 60 plus 90. Unfortunately, even with a Muscle Band, I will be a little short on the Chew Up, 10 short. Maybe I should have gone with Silver Bangle as a one-of in this deck to just kind of hit against those 180 HP EXs. But alright, here we go, Juniper. If we get any energy, we can start dishing out some damage, but once again, no energy whatsoever. What is going on here? Of course, we have a couple bicycles, but we can't play them. How did we miss energy again? Man, I feel like if I would have gotten any energy there, a DCE leads to a Chew Up for 170. That's pretty good. Fighting or a strong energy can lead to a Flying Press or maybe a Muddy Water if I want to go that route. So that would have been fine. But no, we don't have any energy at all. Alright. So I did draw an N, which was very fortunate. Now I can actually draw cards. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And alright, we got a Fighting Energy. Got a Tyrantrum I can put down as well. But now here is my question. I feel like I'm pretty far behind in this game. So just attaching a Fighting Energy here doesn't seem like it's going to be great for me. So do I just attach and maybe Flying Press or retreat in Muddy Water, or do I Ultra Ball, discard the Fighting, and then I'll have a Bicycle for 3 and try to use Shout of Power to do a little damage and also get an extra energy in play. I'm going to go for it. I feel like I'm way too far behind. He's gotten so many Hammerheads off, and I miss energy again. Oh, no. The gamble backfires. Of course, we could have drawn a Fighting Energy or a Strong Energy off of that. Maybe my odds weren't great, but felt like I needed to take a little bit of a gamble there. And instead, I get burned horribly. So there we see another Hammerhead. That poor Tyrantrum's just going to get knocked out from Hammerhead damage at this point. And here I am just going to promote Landorus. And, oh, good. The next card was the Strong Energy. Perfect. Man, that's not cool. So now I'm going to be way far behind, even worse than I was before. I'm just going to take the turn to play the Fossil Researcher, get another Tyrant in play, and then Shout of Power. Shout and get an energy back. Sounds good to me. And we get 40 damage on the Landorus EX as well, so we can set it up for a Chew Up knockout. Sounds good to me. There we see a Palpad shuffling in a Sycamore and a Karina. So my opponent getting some supporter cards back. And, Landorus, for as good as it is, Landorus EX, it doesn't deal with these 100 plus HP basics very well. The 120 HP regular Landorus is going to take 2 Hammerheads to knock out still, which isn't that great. Lucario EX is getting fully powered on the bench, though. That is starting to look mighty, mighty scary. So we just see another Hammerhead here. I do have a Juniper, 2 Junipers and an N, and a switch. I think I'm just going to go for the N right here. And okay, I could, I could switch and Chew Up for the knockout. That is an option. But I feel like if I did that, Lucario would come out and I'd have no way to knock it out in one hit. So instead, I think I'm just going to sit back and we'll attach a Strong Energy to that Tyrantrum. Just get it all ready for a big Chew Up or a Giga Impact, and then we'll just Shout of Power again. for another 40 damage. So we're setting up the Landorus EX to be knocked out. And next turn we can actually chew up for the knockout, so that'll be good. See the Karina for the Halucha and a switch. So my opponent may be switching here. Not sure what. Okay, not going to happen. Hammerhead for the knockout and 30, softening up the other Tyrantrum. And here, we can just go ahead with a chew up, I think. I have the DCE. I finally have a double colorless energy. So we can start powering up the chew up and get the first big knockout here. I am down 3 prizes. I missed so many energy attachments. One of them was a self-inflicted one where I took a risk. But now we're going to start chewing stuff up, getting the knockout on that Landorus EX. 170. That is enormous. And now we have Lucario EX to deal with. He's going to come out, and I guess he can either missile jab, corkscrew, smash, whatever he wants to do. The training center is actually being pretty nice. Otherwise, I'd only have 30 HP left. Landorus easily could have knocked me out with a hammerhead, but training center is saving the day right now. And there we see actually a somersault kick. 140, taking down the Tyrantrum. And okay, this doesn't look so bad right now. I have a muscle band and a fighting energy, so I can go ahead and just chew up for the knockout right here. I'm going to go with a computer search. And I'm going to take my last N to put my opponent down to 2 cards after that, just to try to limit his options a little bit. And, yeah, let's see. 60 plus 90, that's 150. Strong energy, that's 170. Muscle band, 190. And we're going to end my opponent down to 2 and chew up for 190. Take that, Lucario EX. Not so big now, are ya? Not when you got the big Tyrantrum chomping down on you. All right. So, my opponent does get the second energy onto Lucario EX, so he could do the corkscrew smash. Is that what it's called? Fill his hand up to 6. But if he does that, a Giga Impact ends the game. So here we see a Hypnotoxic Laser. It's going to be Tails, so my opponent's going to pass the turn. Tyrantrum would have easily survived the 60 damage attack. Looks like I have used my Lysander, so that Garbodor staying up there is pretty annoying, actually. So I only have 2 prizes left, but Garbodor is a non-EX, and yeah, he's going to be sitting there for a little bit, it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and play an Ultra Ball, and I'm going to check how many Switch I have left. I would love to just switch this Tyrantrum out of the active, and then switch into the other one, just pass. I think I'm going to go for that. Play the Shauna for 5. And swing and a miss on those switch. I did have 2 left, so pretty unfortunate there. I guess we'll dig for one more card. Muscle Band, Bicycle. Nope, got a DC. Oh, man, big missed opportunity there. I can't afford to retreat my 3 retreat cost guy. I would love to just have the guy with 3 energy ready to respond. But now looks like we're in a bad spot. I maybe could have Ultra Balled and dug a little bit deeper for the switch, but I mean, I would have to Ultra Ball probably the strong energy, and I'll probably need that in the future, so I don't know. Maybe should have went for the Ultra Ball, drew a few more cards, but I might have even missed it anyway. We do see a Max Potion coming out, and oh, Fighting Stadium, so that's actually going to put my Tyrantrum into KO range. That is unfortunate. And the Max Potion allows Garbodor to survive as well. So, oh man, this is not good. Also, no special energy on the Lucario this time. So, I mean, what can I do? I don't have Lysander. I don't have any way to end my opponent. I could Ultra Ball for Jirachi, but it's shut off by Garbotoxin. So I'm just kind of at the mercy of my opponent here. I have this Tyrantrum with 150 HP. He does have 3 energy, but he could easily be knocked out by, let's see, well, even with a Muscle Band and a strong energy, that's not a knockout. That's only 140 with that somersault kick. But the Hypnotoxic Laser too, oh no, that could be a knockout. We see a Karina gets a fighting Pokemon and an item card. We haven't seen an Ace Spec yet. If there's a computer search, I have lost the game. He'll find the strong energy, but No, Scramble Switch. Well, if he has any energy, then I lose. He can Scramble Switch into Landorus EX and lands Judgment for the game, but no, looks like just a Scramble Switch into Lucario EX and another Corkscrew Smash. Oh no! Tyrantrum stays asleep though. Oh my goodness. What bad luck. Oh, we were so close. I have the strong energy to Giga Impact for the game. Well, let's Ultra Ball here. See what we got left in the old deck. Oh, we do have 2 Switch. Alright, so we actually have only like 9 cards left, too. So, 9 cards. Juniper, if we hit the double Switch, it's game over. There we go. Switch, Switch, and oh my goodness. Really, we were down 3 prizes, missed a ton of energy attachments, but we get a Giga Impact for the game against what might be one of the best decks in the format, Landorus, Lucario, and Garbodor. What in the world just happened? We just dismantled those big Pokemon EX with Tyrantrum, chewing them up, spitting them out with a Giga Impact, and man, what an incredible game. I cannot really believe I won that. What in the world happened? But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will certainly have some more for you soon. I am Pooka from the Top Cut, and I'll see you guys next time.